Welcome to episode 10 of my weekly mashup. I'm super pumped to bring this one to you, and I really hope you guys are going to enjoy it. If you have any questions about it, you can always shoot me an email, chandler@stoneagefuel.com. This first piece is about the fact that you can't always be quiet, because if you are quiet all the time, people are always going to walk all over you. So sometimes you have to speak up. I thought it would be really useful for you guys if you're in this situation, and it's the idea that a lot of us think that we have to be quiet or we don't have enough courage to say something to people in the workplace or in maybe a school board meeting or in that situation where someone's always doing something you don't necessarily like, but they have a position of power over you. So you feel like if you say something, you don't know what they're going to think, or you might think that you're being mean, or you're not sure what they're going to say about it. And what you really need to do is get in the mindset that if you don't say anything, you're always going to wish that you did say something, and you're always going to be bitter over that. And so it's going to turn into bitterness in the workplace, not wanting to go to these school functions or meetings with the other parents. It's going to turn into the kind of situation that you don't want to be in, and the situation you try to move yourself out of. So what you need to do to get out of these situations is you actually have to talk, and you have to speak up, and you have to do it in a way that's well thought out and concise. The key here is not getting emotional, because when you get emotional, that's the sign of weakness. That's when people are going to think that you're just a jerk, or you're going to look like the one who's the bad seed in this situation. So you just need to think about it, formulate a well thought out opinion, and then tell these guys like, hey, I understand where you're coming from, but this is where I'm coming from. I've been thinking about this for a while, and these are the reasons that I think this. And these people aren't used to having someone actually say something back, because chances are they've been doing this for a long time to a lot of people, and especially in the business world and the corporate world, they're going to be playing the corporate game. So everybody plays that game. But if you come back and actually say something to them that's well formulated, concise, and that doesn't make you look like you're a jerk, they're going to take it, and they're actually going to have constructive things to say, or maybe they're going to take a step back and stop being the way they were towards you. But the key to this whole thing is you can't be quiet all the time. When you're in these situations, it's often thought that we shouldn't say anything because that's the right thing to do. But in reality, the right thing to do is make sure that you're happy, you're well put together, and you're putting out the way you feel and the way you see things. Because if you don't, people are always going to walk all over you. This next piece is about my 10th law of marketing. The fact that if you want to establish an emotional connection with people, you have to make them laugh. Okay, so last piece of our Pillars of Great Content and our 10th law of marketing is you have to make people laugh. So a lot of what we put out is serious, it's inspirational, it does all this, but when you think about what people want to do, they want to laugh and they want to showcase to their friends that they're funny and what's going on is funny. And when you see something hilarious, you want to share it with someone immediately. You want to tag your friends in it. Like the other day, there was a taco pizza. It was pizza with tacos on top. And someone shared it on my Facebook wall. And then after the person shared it, another person tagged me in it because they found it hilarious and thought I would find it funny. And I think another thing that's really important with this is self-depreciating humor. It's okay to make fun of yourself. It's okay to make fun of what you do. It's okay to do that kind of stuff. And we talked about professionalism a lot, and being a professional is being a master at your craft, but it doesn't mean that you have to be this like uptight person walking around like this all the time. You can have a little fun with it. You can have a good time. You can be exciting. You can call yourself a dum-dum. It's okay. Mm-hmm. It's all in good fun. And people are going to emotionally be attached to that because they're going to feel like, oh man, they're not these perfect people. They have fun. They eat pizza. They run around and fall over.
We eat lots of pizza.
Yeah, we do.
However, Eclipse Pizza here in Reno has amazing cauliflower crust pizza. So now we've gone there like 3 times in the last week.
That's true. It's delicious.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It works. They also started paleo pizzas a while back where it's just a pepperoni crust. So
yeah, that's wonderful.
We've always liked the Eclipse Pizza place.
It's delicious.
Way to go, Dave. Fish,
so,
not Picardi.
Yeah, Fish. He did that.
He did that.
So the last law, number 10, make people laugh. And a couple examples of what we've done in the gym is our Minute with the Intern series. They have a minute. They're ridiculous on camera. They're out of control, but it's our most popular series. People love it. People watch it. Everybody reacts to it. People share it. Organically, it gets more views than anything else because it showcases that they're people, that they're humans, that they have little quirks. They're out of control. They have to think things up that don't make any sense sometimes. And
actually mostly like Minute with the RJ.
Minute with the RJ and Alyssa stands there.
And Alyssa makes guest appearances.
Yeah.
But
Last time she asked why she was even there.
yeah, but RJ is hilarious. He is totally off the wall. Half of everything that he says does not make any sense, but everybody loves him, so it's really funny.
Yeah, and people love him because he's okay with making fun of himself and having a good time
And being a
personable. Yeah, and being a dum dum. And standard people are dum dums sometimes, and they like to have fun with it. And so you can't connect with people if you don't showcase that you're a person as well.
Mm-hmm. Chandler and Dave, when they're together, on the phone, on meetings, on webinars, they are like dum dum hilariousness. That's true.
Yeah.
They're twins. They're literally twins. East Coast, West Coast twins. One's white, one's brown.
Yes. Someone told me I was white the other day.
Well,
oh gosh,
we've been working on that.
So just think about it, like when even in these shows, we make fun of ourselves, we have fun. This isn't super formal. It's just we're here, we're having fun with it, and this is what we do, and it builds the humanistic connection like we talk about. So make people laugh. Don't be afraid to make fun of yourself because you'll build an emotional connection with people. This next one is a question I received while doing a marketing talk when I was at the CrossFit Games, and the question was, how long should your content be? And the question isn't as simple as it seems. Also, sorry for all the crashing barbells, but that's the gym in life. So the way there's two ways to think about content. There's the short-term game, which is like 30 seconds or less because you're going to lose their attention. They don't care about you. But then there's the long-term game. So if you're like interacting with people regularly and they know you have good content, they're expecting it, they'll watch up to a 25-minute video that you put out. But I would say, like on average, when you first start doing this, I would keep my videos between 1 and 5 minutes. You're going to lose people after about 45 seconds at the beginning. They're just scrolling through their phones and they're watching your video, and then a cat video pops up. A cat video is better than your video, so now they're watching a cat video. So that's when you lose their attention span. So I try to
unless your video has cats in it.
Yeah, there you go. So if you can get a video and you have a cat and you're dancing and stuff, they're going to be more likely to engage. We'll talk about that in the pillars of great content. But yeah, keep it between like 1 to 5 minutes at the beginning. If you guys like, I put out a piece of content up just about every day on my Chance Logic thing, and some of them are like 1 minute, some of them are 5 minutes, some of them are like a 25-minute podcast. So there's different variations of content that people will consume. The longer it gets, the more likely it is they need to be distracted while they're doing it. So if it's like a video, you're going to be in the 1 minute range. If it's a podcast, you can probably get in the 20-minute range. If it's like those are pretty much your two things. Audio format is going to be, you can get longer stuff with audio because they can be distracted while doing it. Because like you guys can listen to a podcast while driving. You can't really watch a video while driving, though people do it. You probably shouldn't. You might die in a car crash. But you can do a podcast while driving because you can be distracted and do all kinds of stuff while doing a podcast. So I would say just for the start, though, for the beginner, it's like 1 to 5 minutes is a perfect time for a video. Video shorter, audio can be longer. That's why we're seeing a lot more people are engaged with audio right now. So right now is like a prime time to start like a podcast. No gym does a podcast, but all of the members do because they can listen to it while driving to work, while coming home from work, while going to the gym. They can be distracted while doing it. And people want to do things while they're doing other things. So if you give them that opportunity, this next piece is about the fact that to be a solid leader, you have to understand your overall vision, and you have to be able to display that vision to your team in a way that's going to get them excited and pumped to follow you to the ends of the earth. So when you're a leader in an organization, it's more than just saying, I'm the boss. I'm the guy who tells people what to do. I'm really cool, and whatever else people who our leaders say. But what it comes down to is it's understanding the way your team's thinking. It's learning how to see through the eyes of your team members and learning what they're going to do and how they're going to react and respond to the things you say and the things you do. It's also being strong enough to be able to display the overall vision to your team, help them to understand that vision, and then get them to rally behind that vision. If you can't develop a vision and a long-term strategy, and if you can't develop a long-term plan, your team will never rally behind you. And this is the reason so many of us run into problems getting our team on board to do a lot of stuff that we want them to do. I mean, if it's added work, it needs to be, we're adding work, but this is why. This is where it's going to take us. This is how it's going to benefit you, and this is what it's going to do for the organization as a whole. You really need to focus and work on your why. If you can't explain your why, if you can't develop your why, if you can't showcase it, if you can't look to the long term, you're going to be incapable of being a good leader. And your team's not going to rally behind you. Your team's going to leave you, and you're going to be left by yourself and unable to lead anybody. So remember, in order to be an effective leader, you really need to learn and understand what your team's thinking, who they are, what they're going to say about what you say, and then react and respond based off that, and be able to display and showcase a long-term vision that your team can rally behind and that they're excited to be about. If you can get your team excited about the reasons you're doing things, they're going to be a lot more likely to follow what you're doing in the long run, and a lot more likely to be able to take on a large workload in order to make that vision happen. Well, there you have it, volume 10 of my weekly mashup. This may have been my best one ever, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. As always, go on, leave me a review. If you have questions or comments or want me to make a piece of content about something you're thinking about, just shoot it to me, Chandler@stoneagefuel.com, and I'd be super pumped to answer anything you've got for me. Thanks again for watching or listening.